So the Blue Jays, after blowing a 5-1 lead yesterday, and there was a pretty comfortable lead at that point yesterday in the ball game. They blow it, they lose in extra innings, and we're like, you got to be kidding me, this is brutal. Today, we'll get into this in a second here. So first things first, Derek Law was the starting pitcher today. The Jays were going through a bullpen day at Fenway Park, and instantly when you think bullpen day and Boston Red Sox, it usually doesn't end too well. And early on, that's what it looked like. In the second inning, all the wheels fall off for Derek Law. He has a pretty good first inning, falls off in the second inning, and then Gaviglio comes in, and he has a horrendous second inning, and they put up a 5 spot in the inning. It's 5-0 Red Sox after the second inning. Things are not going good. You go to the bottom of the third inning, and then, Christian Vasquez hits a solo shot off the foul pole. It makes it 6-0. They're just adding insult to injury at this point, right? Well, then the Boston Red Sox start playing some sloppy baseball. Reason I say that, let's go to the top of the fourth. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. rips a single to left field. And when I say ripped, I mean 114.9 miles an hour off the bat. That is torched by Vladdy. And it's one bounce off the Green Monster, so holds him to a single. Runner at first, nobody out. Okay, nothing doing there, right? A wild pitch by Johnson. Vladimir moves up. Okay. Then Lourdes Gurriel Jr. hits an infield single to shortstop to Xander Bogaerts, but he throws it away. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. comes in to score. So bottom line, a wild pitch and an error leads to a Blue Jays run. It is 6-1. I mean, you don't really think of anything at that point. It's a 6-1 ball game. Whatever, right? Let's go to the top of the 7th inning, and this team just does not go away. Teoscar Hernandez pops out to lead off the inning. Then Kevin Biggio singles to center field, and he had a great ball game once again. Then Freddie Galvis comes up, and he gets a 1-0 pitch. And it looked like it was some sort of cutter or slider or something that came in on Galvis, and he pulls it. He gets those hips turned, and he pulls it deep and gone. 2-run shot for Freddie Galvis. Cuts the lead down to 6-3. Still lots of ball to play. Next batter, Rowdy Tellez. He gets a 2-2 pitch. Kind of a change-up type of thing. It was 82 miles an hour. It was middle. It was low in the middle. And Rowdy hits the dead center field, and it's gone. Back-to-back home runs, and it's a 6-4 game. They're not done yet. That's it for the 7th inning, but the Jays tack on 3. Then, that wasn't it for the inning, excuse me. Then they bring in Walden to, and again, these two pitchers that would pitch in these couple innings here. Where is he here? Swarin, you guys know who I'm talking about. And Walden, both those relievers have been very reliable if you look at their numbers for the Boston Red Sox this year. But they bring in Walden, he walks Luke Bailey, then Sogard strikes out. But then Vladdy singles to right field, and what an at-bat for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I mean, it was an incredible job. He was down 1-2 in the count. He battles, he fouls pitch off, fouls pitch off, fouls pitch off. Then gets a fastball upstairs, and what does he do? Just slaps it the other way. And it goes in the right field for a base hit, but with 2 out and a full count, Maley's already running on the pitch. He ends up at third. Runners are on the corners now. Tying runs at first base. This team is right back in it. Then Walden throws a wild pitch. Luke Maley scores. It's a 6-5 ball game here. You know what I mean, guys? It's like the sloppy stuff. The Jays were also capitalizing on their mistakes. You're down by 1 run here going into the 8th inning. Let's go to the top of the 8th because we always talk about it, and we've talked about it many times before. When this Jays team, when you score a ton of runs, you want a 0 in the next half inning. So with the Jays scoring that run, making it a 6-5 game, you need a 0. And they get the 1-2-3 inning in the bottom half of the 7th. They bring in Matt Barnes in the 8th, their setup guy, right? That's what you expect to see in the top of the 8th. Randall Grichuk strikes out to lead off the inning. Oh well. And Teoscar Hernandez, it's an infield single to shortstop. It was a great. You know what? Effort, running out of play. I love it from Teoscar Hernandez. It was a ball in the hole, but he was able to leg it out at first base. Infield single for him. Then Barnes throws a wild pitch. What's the third one we talked about so far? Hernandez moves up to second base. Next up, Kevin Biggio. Once again, he stays high. He singles to right field. Teoscar Hernandez comes in to score, and the Jays have tied it at 6. What the? Who are these guys? Like I said off the top, the Jays blew a 5-1 lead yesterday. The Red Sox blew a 6-0 lead today. Oh, and the Jays weren't done in the 8th inning just yet. Right after that, Biggio singles a man at first base with 1 away. Really nothing special going on, right? Just a runner at first. Whatever, you tie the ball game. Be happy with that. And Galvis flies out, and then there's 2 away. Rowdy Tellez then walks. Well, and now you get the tying run in scoring position. Hey, that's pretty damn good. Next batter, Billy McKinney comes in to pitch hit for Luke Mealy. Oh, another wild pitch from Matt Barnes. Both runners move up. Second and third. You have, we talked about it before, people. We've always talked about it. You get that opportunity to blow a game open. What do you do with it? Second and third, 2 out. You're tied. You can get the lead with a clutch hit here. Billy McKinney up. He walks on a full count. The bases are now loaded for Eric Sogard. And they bring in Ryan Brazier to face him because Matt Barnes can't find the strike zone. But Ryan Brazier couldn't either. He comes in and throws 4 straight balls to Sogard. They walk in a run, and the Blue Jays have the 7-6 lead. What the heck's going on? I love it. Next up, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Again, another great at-bat from Vladdy. And he walks as well. 4 straight walks by Red Sox pitching. And the Blue Jays, after being down 6-0, had taken 8-6 lead in the 8th inning. You know, I'm going to hear everything. I'm going to hear, just the Red Sox lost this game, the Jays didn't win it. Did you see the at-bats the Jays had to get those walks in the 8th? Vladdy's grind. McKinney's grind. Where else? Eric Sogard, kind of 4 pitches. Rowdy Tellez grind. This team fought, clawed, and came back in this ball game. And things got a little fishy there. Great job by Daniel Hudson, by the way, in that 8th inning, getting the job done, getting the 3 guys he needed to get. So then you can have the number 9 hitter leading off the 9th instead of having the top of the shop in the 9th inning. All right, we go to that 9th inning. Ken Giles on the mound gets Devers to strike out, then walks Mookie Betts, and he's still second. But that run doesn't mean anything. You have a 2-run lead. The guy at the plate is what really matters. All right, then he strikes out Benintendi looking absolutely silly. Now there's 2 away. Then Xander Bogaerts at the pop-up. We're like, yes, that's the ball game. Freddie Galvis looks like he's got it. Oh, my God, he dropped it. Drops in there and bounces out of play. Ground rule double. Runners at second and third with 2 out for J.D. Martinez. I don't know what happened on that play. It looked to me like Freddie Galvis had it the entire way. You look at Lourdes Gurriel Jr. and he had a long run because they were playing kind of in the gap a little bit with Xander Bogaerts up. So he had a long way to run. Could he have got it? Probably, but it looked like Galvis had it. A few things could have happened. I don't know what was true. It looked to me that he lost it. Freddie Galvis lost it in the twilight. But then again, you guys look at the way he reacted as the ball came down. It looks like somebody called him off. Now, you know Gurriel didn't call him off because he didn't even come in flying. He was backing off. Did a fan yell, I got it, I got it, I got it? Well, that sounds about right, doesn't it? If they did that, then that's just, I hate to say it, people, but that everyone rips Boston for being that type of sports city. It would not surprise me. It really wouldn't. Now, whatever, it happened. It dropped in there. It's runners at second and third now, 2 away for J.D. Martinez. And Ken Giles brings the high heat and strikes out J.D. Martinez to end the ball game. And you see the emotion in him. You see Danny Jansen behind the dish. He's fired up. And we have not seen this Jays team have a win like this in a long time. You look at guys like Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Lourdes Gurriel, Kevin Biggio, Trent Thornton yesterday. All these young guys who have not yet played in an atmosphere such as this, where they're booing people and they're into games and they're used to winning, right? So the ballpark's packed. They're not used to this. And to seeing this team go down 6-0, claw back into it, work the counts, play a hard game, and get a victory against Boston in Fenway, down 6-0, it shows you that little spurt of this is what this team is, I wouldn't say turning into, but what they can be in the near future. I am so happy for these guys. They deserve it. And listen to the youngsters today. Listen to this. Yes, Eric Sogar went 0 for 4, but listen to this. Vladdy, 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored, and he walked. Lourdes Gurriel, 2 for 5. Teoscar Hernandez, 2 for 5 with a run scored. Kevin Biggio, 2 for 5 with an RBI and 2 runs scored. And Rowdy Tellez, 1 for 3 with the solo shot. He gets 2 runs scored because he walked once as well. The young guys got it done today. In Fenway, clawing back and getting a victory. Guys, look, this team, this record for this Blue Jays team is not great. It ain't pretty. Did we expect this year to be pretty? God, no. This year is about learning. This year is about figuring out who's playing where, if they can play at the big league level, all that kind of stuff. Can Danny Jansen be a full-time catcher? Well, he needs to get his bat going for us to all believe that. Is Lourdes Gurriel an everyday player? Absolutely. Is Vladdy the real deal? We've seen very good spurts of it. There's been some kind of other things where he gets a little over antsy. But overall, Vladdy, stud. Kevin Biggio, exactly what we expected. Power, and he's in a heck of an eye at the plate. You've seen guys like Trent Thornton come out of nowhere. Traded for Ledmus Diaz last year. Everyone was freaking out because, Diaz had a great year. Yeah, but you traded a guy that you have an abundance of middle infielders for pitching, which you need. And look at what Trent Thornton's been doing. Everyone's going to rip Shapiro and Atkins for everything they do, but no one is going to give them credit for the things that they have done that have been good, like that trade. Diaz is hurt right now for the Houston Astros. I don't know if he's back yet, but he was hurt last time I checked. And Trent Thornton, I think I can speak for almost all Blue Jay fans, he's one of the most reliable guys we have. Marcus Stroman being probably the main guy, and Trent Thornton's the number 2. You can't trust Aaron Sanchez, and there's no one else after that. Trent Thornton's been awesome. This Blue Jays team, I'm proud of them. As much as haven't been proud of much this year when it comes to this Blue Jays team. This evening, I guess you want to call it, I am so proud of these guys for taking it to the Red Sox, and I am proud of them for hanging on and getting the job done in the big situations. It's remarkable. Watching Vladdy, watching Kevin Biggio get big walks late in games to give you a lead, to tie a game, whatever, it's incredible. Jays fans, look, you might get crushed tomorrow. You never know. But for a game like this, you enjoy it. All right? Speaking of tomorrow, actually, hold on the mound. Sorry, you know what? Before I even get to tomorrow's ball game, I did not even bring up the pitchers. And after Gavilio gave up that home run in the 3rd inning, he was pretty good the rest of the way. Now, he only pitched probably, an inning in the 3rd or inning 2/3 after that, but he didn't allow anything to go across. And guys, Nick Kingham, look, coming over here, his ERA was almost 10. It hadn't looked good. He hadn't looked good in his first 2 outings for the Blue Jays. But then in his last outing against the LA Angels with the walk-off win that they had with Billy McKinney's 2-run shot, he picked up the victory. He threw a clean inning in the top half of that 10th inning. Today, he went 2 innings, didn't give up a hit, walked 1, and struck out 3. He looked pretty damn good, did Nick Kingham. Now, will this be a consistent thing for him? I'm not sure. But what I am happy to see is that he's succeeding a little bit here. That's great to see. And Daniel Hudson continues to pitch amazing for this team. An inning, no hits, no walks, and a strikeout in that big 8th inning. ERA dropped now under 3 to 2.94. Remember when this guy had that horrendous start and his ERA was north 10? What an amazing job to bring that down to earth and get it into, I wouldn't say all-star number area, but really good season for Daniel Hudson. And it sucks for Ken Giles to give up that earned run, even though kind of should have been caught. He gets 3 strikeouts in the ball game, picks up his 12th save on the year, and the Jays get the victory. It's great to see, guys. It's awesome to see. And the Jays are actually 4-6 in their last 10 games. It's nice to see some victories for us emotionally, really. All right, and before we wrap the video up and let's move into tomorrow first. The finale of the 3-game set goes tomorrow afternoon, 1:05 first pitch at Fenway Park. Marcus Stroman on the mound for the Blue Jays. Rick Porcello on the mound for the Red Sox. The Blue Jays look to win the series. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but to be in the situation we are right now, it's not bad. It's not bad. All right? And guys, quick thing. I'm not going to take too long with this. We're going to go to the minor leagues very quickly here. And I think I'm going to more or less just stay with the Buffalo Bisons here because there's some positive. Bo Bichette in today's ball game went 2 for 4. He's now hitting .256 down there. Anthony Alford 1 for 4 with a run scored. And this is the greatest news we have heard in a little while. And I mentioned it was the last video or a couple videos ago. That we talked about the injury report. We talked about Ryan Barak. We talked about Julian Merriweather. We talked about T.J. Zook. And we talked about him having his first start in Buffalo in his next outing. That outing was today, and boy, oh boy, was he good. 5 2/3, 2 hits, no runs, walked 1, and struck out 4. T.J. Zook is not going to be a strikeout machine for this team. He's a guy like Stroman. Okay, maybe not size-wise, it's totally different, but plays for contact, soft contact. And for T.J. Zook, an amazing job there today. And guys, this team needs starters right now, does the Blue Jays. With Ryan Barak coming back fairly soon, and with Edwin Jackson being Edwin Jackson, there's still some spots available. And with the trade deadline coming up in about a month or so, what happens with Stroman? What happens with Sanchez? I don't know. So you need these starters down there, and seeing T.J. Zook go out there and pitch well, and seeing David Paulino pitching well lately, it's exciting to see because if you do need arms and they continue to pitch the way they are, they can slide into those spots pretty good. All right? I'm not going to go down to any of the other minor league teams. I already briefly scanned over, and there wasn't really anything jumping out at me too much. If I did miss anything, guys, please let me know in the comments below of any minor league players that really, really excelled today. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on all of those guys, all right? So, guys, you know what? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed the video, and you guys enjoyed the victory today because it was fun, it was entertaining, it was crazy, but the Jays beat Boston. I don't care who you are. I don't care what type of Jays fan you are. If you're a Toronto sports fan, it is damn good beating the Boston team. I don't care if we're dead last second last in the American League East. I don't care if they just won a World Series. When they win a game against the Boston team, it's always nice. All right, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on all of this. And the like button, subscribe button, all that great stuff, guys. And I'll talk and comment down below, all that great stuff. And check out my main man Mo Buckets on Twitter, guys. Blue Jays Wave on Instagram. He's an amazing guy. He posts awesome content to his Instagram page. Please go check him out. Blue Jays Wave on Instagram, guys. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition June 27th in the season review and off-season preview for the Toronto Raptors. And we'll talk to you guys Leafs edition whenever something happens. So stay tuned for that kind of stuff. And for the Toronto Blue Jays, they wrap up the 3-game set at Fenway Park there tomorrow afternoon. 1:05 first pitch. Marcus Stroman, Rick Porcello are the starting pitchers in tomorrow afternoon's ball game in the rubber match of the 3-game set. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Talk to you guys then.